This is a replay in a battle between me commanding Baktrian and Nystrom commanding Cimmeria. And I wanted to show you this battle because it highlights the Cimmerian problem. Cimmeria has super strong skirmishers, decent infantry, not great infantry, especially not against enemy infantry, but what they lack is good cavalry options. So they have the very good but very expensive noble horse archers. They have picked peltasts, very expensive, but again deadly if they're left alone to do their thing. They have the Cimmerian heavy archers, which are the best archers in the game in terms of damage output, at least in terms of base damage output, range and armor, but they only have precision shot, they don't have the heavy shot. Then they have the cost-effective Scythian hoplites, but they don't really like going up against infantry. They do very well against cavalry with their bonus against large. So the build consists of a front line of hoplites, 4 each of Cimmerian heavy archers and picked peltas, and 3 of these armored horse archers. I have 3 mercenary Scythian horse, and I have to keep them away from the armored horse archers because they will shred my my archers. Then I have 6 Baktrian noble horse, 1 Eastern spearman, Indian war elephant, Baktrian royal cavalry general, and 6 Eastern slingers. So what I need to do is I need to take care of the skirmishers, and when the skirmishers are dead, there is nothing the hoplites can do against my cavalry and my Indian war elephant. So I might have to sacrifice some of my cavalry to get at these skirmishers, because the way they are deployed here, if I charge his Cimmerian heavy archers, I'm going to have a rain of picked peltasts come down on me. So something needs to be done about that before I start engaging. And again here I have heavy shot on because there's so much armor for the noble horse archers. I'm going to take massive casualties here, but I want the horse archers to be focused on my horse archers and not my elephants. So I'm able to do a decent amount of damage with my own horse archers. I'm going to try to get my Baktrian noble horse in and surround the horse archers to get at them. The Cimmeria heavy archers are doing well against my Eastern slingers. They are taking some casualties, but their base damage is just so massive. I'm sending in my Eastern spears to shut down the picked peltas. Some of the picked peltas make it through, and I'm completely fine with them wasting ammunition on my Eastern slingers, because that's what the Eastern slingers are there for. Managed to get into his armored horse archers, firing on it, getting the Baktrian noble horse in. So now these units, although they took damage, it's very useful for me in being able to take down the noble horse archers and chase them away from my elephants. YOLO charge for my cavalry into his picked peltas. The picked peltas are going to start dropping quickly. It's going to stop them being able to fire, and then I'm just going to pull out my cavalry while I'm firing with my slingers. So keep doing the damage with my slingers while I'm pulling my cavalry away, taking quite a bit of damage on the disengage there, because there are so many skirmishers. But he's going to keep pushing his skirmishers forward behind a screen of Scythian hoplites. So I'm going to keep cycle charging in against his skirmishers, because I need to take them off the field. They are my #1 priority. So even though there are hoplites there, I'm going to do massive damage to the picked peltasts on the charge. Scythian hoplites getting into my Eastern slinger, so I have to pull away from there. Get a nice charge with my Baktrian royal cavalry against the picked peltasts over here. Absolutely destroying them on the charge. So I'm pulling away my general here. Keep doing the damage to his picked peltasts. I'm just leaving this unit in the center for a while because it's tying down some Cimmerian heavy archers. Not really a cost-effective exchange that, but I need to hold off these guys for as long as possible while I deal with his armored horse archers. His step spearmen are going down, and now my elephants are moving into arrow range, so I have to move them out. Get another charge against his picked peltas. The main thing is just to get his Cimmerian heavy archers and his picked peltas off the field. As long as I'm able to do that, then there is nothing that Cimmeria can do to stop me. So the step spears routed. The armored horse archers are taking a lot of damage. These horse archers are firing on the wrong unit. I just wanted to pull the armored horse archers into range of my slingers here. The armored horse archers could actually charge my slingers at this point, because they have the melee capabilities to do so. In the center, all of his skirmishers are getting destroyed, getting a lot of kills on these Baktrian noble horse. All the while firing with the slingers. And this is the problem with Cimmeria. Although they have very good skirmishers, very good horse skirmishers, they are lacking in the cavalry department. So if someone just does what I do now and rush your skirmishers, it's going to be super hard to protect them. It's going to be super hard to protect the horse archers against enemy cavalry, because these are heavy missile cavalry, so they are not very fast. So not a lot of skirmishers left on the field for Cimmeria. He's doing the smart thing and rushing for my elephants. If he can kill my elephants, then he has a chance in this battle. Mercenary Scythian horse running away, trying to bait some fire. But now the Cimmerian forces are surrounded. There are cavalry units all across the battlefield. So although the balance of power hasn't favored me at all in this battle, then it's kind of ironic, because one of the things that Cimmeria should be the best at countering is cavalry and skirmish builds, but one of the things that they are the most vulnerable to is cavalry and skirmish builds. And also cavalry and infantry builds. Cimmeria has massive problems dealing with something like 6 heavy horse and good swords, because their hoplites will just crumble, and their heavy horse is going to be able to get to the skirmishers. So here we have noble horse archers moving up. They are tired, so they are very slow now. Moving back as a response to my mercenary Scythian horse coming in. And again, just moving away with my elephants until it's safe to use them. Cimmeria heavy archers are going to start trading with my eastern slingers, which is fine. Eastern slingers firing on the Cimmerian heavy archers. And the Cimmeria heavy archers, they have a nice amount of kills, but they are so expensive that they need to do a lot more than this. The same goes for the picked peltasts. They do have some nice kills, but they need to have a lot more kills in order to be cost effective. So the Cimmeria heavy archers getting wrecked by slingers. I managed to save quite a bit of my slingers actually. I have 5 slingers left, although some of them are depleted. Standing and firing at the noble horse archers so they don't get a charge. Should be able to destroy them with a high rate of fire from the slingers. And there we go. They are dead. And now it's just a matter of skirmishing down what's left of the skirmishers. So while Cimmeria is decent enough defensively, they are going to struggle super hard against skirmish cavalry builds and against cavalry infantry builds. Not much they can do in those scenarios. Moving a bit too close here, so I'm taking fire from the picked peltasts. But at this point I can afford to be a bit careless. As long as I don't get my elephants running amok and dead, then I'm fine. Just focusing fire on his remaining peltasts and archer units. And you can see that the picked peltasts and the Cimmeria heavy archers, they don't really do better than my eastern slingers. And that's a massive problem for Cimmeria, because they are so expensive compared to my slingers. So if you look at the kills here, I think we'll actually see that the slingers get a lot more kills than the peltasts and the Cimmeria heavy archers. Because they were charged, they had to move forward to try to deal with the cavalry and the... So Cimmeria had a choice, either stay at range and lose the skirmish fight, or try to push and try to get the hoplites into the cavalry and such. And here comes the final engagement, charging into his general with my elephants. Getting stopped because he's in phalanx, but all of these other units coming in and inflicting rear charge penalties is just too much for the Cimmerian hoplites to hold. So not a devastating victory by any means, but it just highlights some of the problems that Cimmeria has in dealing with skirmish cavalry. So the eastern slingers that didn't get wrecked did better than the Cimmerian heavy archers and the picked peltasts. So a build like this is super risky, because all it takes is for a few cavalry units to completely shut down all of your skirmishes, and then the elephant is going to absolutely wreck things. So the Baktrian Royal Cavalry did very well. Most of the Baktrian Noble Horse, although they were used very recklessly, they did decently well. The noble horse archers did okay, but I have a mercenary Scythian horse that caused 127 casualties, which is better than any of the armored horse archers did. And while the armored horse archers are very good, they are also very slow, so that it's going to be easy to catch them. And the hoplite units don't really do much. The Cimmeria noble infantry didn't really do much. And if you're Cimmeria, and if you're up against a build that mainly consists of cavalry and skirmishers, you're going to be in for a rough time. And the same goes for if you're Cimmeria and you're up against a build that mainly consists of infantry and good cavalry. Then it's going to be a bad time for Cimmeria unless you can pull off some serious MLG kiting moves. Thanks for watching. Strength and honor.